So today I want to make a thank you card for a guy, and I've decided to go with a smaller card, a bit like a gift card size, and I've already folded in half. It's just a piece of white card, and I want the card to be really simple, but to give it a masculine feel I want to use this grey card, and this is from the Dots and Stripes paper collection from Echo Park, and I knew that I would really like these whenever I saw them in the shops, but I've been using this pad so much. They're just great designs and really cool tones. It's really light tones, and they just lend themselves to so much stuff, so I really recommend that pad. And for my Monday card, I want to use this grey colour. So what I've done is I've cut it down to size, and this is going to be the basis of my card. And I'm also going to add some twill across the card like this. Okay, so I'm going to stick this down, but I want to add my twill ribbon on first of all, and I'm going to use white. And it's going to lie about a third of the way up from the bottom of the page. And I want a knot in the ribbon. So let's tie a knot in the ribbon first of all before we begin. Like this. I'm just going to leave it loose. I don't want to pull it too tight. And I'm going to lay it across my card like this. Now to stick this in place, I'm going to use some double-sided sticky tape. And I'm going to let this side overhang the edge a little, because I'm going to tuck the edges behind the grey piece of card. Turn it over and tuck that behind, and we can trim this side off, and we'll add another little piece of tape on this side here to secure the twill in behind the card. So by pushing the ends of the ribbon behind, tucking them in behind the grey piece of card, then whenever we stick the grey piece onto the card front, it's going to be nice and neat whenever you open the card. So that's why I've done that first, so we can stick this onto the front of the card like this. So let's do that now. So now I have tape all around the outside of my panel. I can stick it down, and I actually did cut this, the height of the grey card, a little bit taller than the card itself, because with the the twill tucked in behind, it will create a little bit of bulk here. So if you cut it exactly the same size, then you may find it slightly short at the end. You'll find a little gap at the top, but because I've added an extra millimetre or two, that's pretty much flush there, even though you have that little bit of bowing there. So it's a little bit bulky, but it doesn't bother me, so I'm just going to move along to the next step in making the card. I've decided that I want to add a little flag over here, and a stamped greeting that says thank you. So I have chosen this stamp, which is from a Personal Impressions clear stamp set called Big Sentiments, and I really like these ones as well. Very versatile and nice and chunky, so they stamp really well. So let's get some embossing ink on that, and we can stamp it and emboss it. I keep my embossing powder in a tub with a little plastic spoon for convenience. I'm just going to take a paintbrush and brush away any loose particles of embossing powder, and then we'll heat it with the heat gun. So now I have heat embossed the thank you on there. I want to add the main focal element, which is going to be a little flag over here, and I'm going to use the toothpick for this. But I want a flat edge, so let's trim off the bottom with our scissors. And then I'm going to trim off the top as well to take away that point. There we go, so we have our flagpole. And I'm going to be using some washi tape for this. This is the first time I've used washi tape, but I know that it is really popular, and so I thought it was about time that I got my hands on some so I could try it out as well. So I'm going to leave enough length so I can cut it off, make a decorative point at the edge. Lay this down and bring my flag together like this. I'm going to cut a little point in here, and I'm going to use my square punch for this. I'll just pop in the flag and use my corner to cut it off in a little V shape. And before I put my enamel accents on, I want to add one more thing. I'm going to add some baker's twine, and I want to thread it through the knot and out the other side. So let's see if I can get this through. I might have to use a needle. Ah, there we go. On this one I want to go around the inside of the card. And then I'll tie in a little knot here. Okay, so the last thing I want to add is the enamel accents. Before I start, I'm taking a scratch piece of paper and just doing a little test blotch. There we go. And that will dry in the shape of a little circle. So all I need to do now is to wait for it to dry, and my card will be ready to send. Just really straightforward and simple, and perfect for a very simple thank you for a guy.